go. Let's hop into this game theory, chat.
Finally, after many battles, you've won. You
We've won.
defeated the game within a
We
game
did.
within a
We
game.
did. We
Your
did.
Reward,
Oh,
a
my
mysterious file called Old Data. But
Yes.
something doesn't feel right.
What's up?
Opening it unleashes a flood of top secret files and redacted documents, but
Yep.
what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Clearly, whatever was hidden here was not meant to be seen. In the
Right.
brief flashes we get, we see that it's led to war, espionage. It's tied
What?
to massive government conspiracy.
What are you talking about?
What began as just a game suddenly transcends beyond. Suddenly, the
What?
game becomes real. Should we accept this challenge? Should we try to solve the mystery?
Should I be drinking for this?
Curiosity gets the better of us, and the clues are there. Inscription, this game within a game, has one more
Should I be drinking for this? What the hell?
challenge in store for us. So let me explain to you all the game that you didn't know was there.
Please,
the game
tell
that
me.
goes beyond mere digital cards and
Tell me.
cabinets. Today we reveal the deepest
One back,
secret
Tiger.
hidden in Inscription. That way, when they come for me, others will know the
You should be
truth.
stubborn to all this. Okay, got it. Here we go. It's just
Hello, Internet.
a game
Welcome to
theory.
The show that feels like a Yu-Gi-Oh fan stuck inside of a creepypasta, because today we're continuing down the
Yeah,
rabbit
this funny
hole
butt.
that is Inscription. The roguelike card game that begins as funny animal goes brrr and ends with homicidal game devs on your doorstep. I suppose
Yeah.
you could say that this game is more than meets the eye. Get it? Because you have to
No.
shove a knife in
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. You do shove an eye in your. Oh my god.
your own eye in order to win. If you don't
They
get
did
that,
real-
well, chances are you haven't watched our previous theory, so to kick things off today, you should probably make a blood sacrifice over on
There
the
are
subscribe
federal
button,
agents
so you don't
outside
miss
my
any
house.
No, no, no.
And then go and watch our previous video
Hi, hi, Aura, how you
the
doing?
main story of the game that is linked right.
Wait, should we do this one first? Are you able to turn off caption? Oh yeah. Thank you. Boop.
Yeah. To briefly summarize what you need to know, Inscription begins like a typical card
Right,
game, but
I
slowly
agree.
reveals itself to be a video.
Yes.
captured
Oh,
by
for
a
those who don't
player
know,
in
thank you for reminding me. This is done by The Game Theorist, which I'm sure you've heard of. 16.3 million views. If you're not following them, you should be.
YouTuber Luke Carter. While opening a pack of retro cards, he discovers coordinates that lead him to a game disc buried out in the woods. Inscription.
Okay.
Left there by one of the game's creators, Casey Haas.
Right,
a
we-
woman
okay,
who
so we
is
knew
now
Casey.
dead from
We
a
knew
tragic
Casey.
fire.
Yes.
Luke's videos start to uncover conspiracy around something hidden on the disc. A mysterious file titled Old Data.
Okay,
By looking
okay.
closely at details from the game, we learned that Inscription was made to seal away the old data.
Really?
because Unleashing it would be too dangerous for the world. And
Really?
It does appear to have powerful abilities. One piece of the old data, something called the Carnoffel code,
Okay.
is able to grant sentience to the game's main characters.
Oh, weird.
What exactly
What?
is this ancient
Why?
power and where does it come from? Luke starts to get close to the answers.
This
but
is
his narrative
interesting.
unfortunately cut short by the game's developer, Game
Interesting.
who neither liked nor commented, but instead subscribed Luke to a date with the business end of a gun. And
What?
That's the game in a nutshell. Every story
Yep.
followed and deciphered with
The actor who
more
played
connected
Luke Carter
questions
is played this
again and
on
again
stream,
next
which is kind of nuts. That's wildly
explore, I
funny.
suppose. But what if I told you that wasn't the end of the game? That in this 3-act game, there's actually an act 4. What if
Wait,
I told
what?
you that his next game
What?
is right in front of us all along?
Oh, CRG.
That's
Okay,
right.
stretch like
the
you.
entire game of Inscription is itself a cover for a much bigger game that Daniel Mullins has crafted.
That's
for us.
awesome.
One
That's
that
so
leads,
cool.
No joke, to a real disc hidden out in the woods
Wait.
for us gamers to dig up.
Wait,
So grab
really?
your shovels, friends.
No
It's
way,
time to
dude.
dig
No
both
way.
Literally and figuratively into the
No shot. They put a real disc in the woods. No
Video game
way.
inside of Inscription.
No, they didn't.
The
No, they
first
didn't.
major act of Inscription ends with you finding a new game icon, which allows you to
No.
go figure.
It does not-
begin
yeah, I
the
know-
game.
no
Only
way.
this
Hold on, I'm
time
gonna
it's
watch
a
this.
completely
I don't
different
believe
art
you. No
style from
way.
Everything up to that point. When you start this new game, though, the keen-eyed among you may have noticed that what we get looks like an old Windows command line. And
Okay,
this prompt can actually become responsive if you hit Control-C while it's
Wait,
on screen.
really?
Using some basic coding language.
I am not exaggerating. This is not a bit. This is not a goof. My jaw dropped just now.
The papa was too stunned to speak.
I'm gonna get a drink. That actually just. I'll be back. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be back. Okay, I'm going back in. I got a drink. I use the restroom. Let's go back in.
Which you can figure out by using the help tool.
Can you all hear it, by the way?
No, because you're a pre-internet boomer, you can navigate into a new file directory. Specifically, the
What?
one part of the mystery, old data.
Okay.
There, we find a log.txt file.
Right.
When attempting to decode it, the command line prompts us for a cipher. After
cipher?
Characters, that guy from the Matrix and famous Twitch streamers at it got nowhere.
Ow.
So it's back to the game for some clues. Specifically back to the guy who's been doing a lot of the legwork for us, Luke Carter.
Okay,
Last
Luke.
time when we talked about Luke's story, we were mainly
This is
focused on
insane.
videos that move the plot forward.
Right.
But there are a few others that have been broken or corrupted.
Right.
These error videos are a bit of a mess, but you know that they have to be here for some
Sure,
reason.
sure.
Indeed they are. If you freeze
Of
frame
course,
that,
Glenn, of course.
zoom in and enhance, it looks like Luke was onto something by covering everything with post-it notes.
Got it.
Reminds me of my office every time a new FNAF game comes out. But here we see a close-up of one of the
Oh
post-it
my
notes,
God.
which says, "My college is 12, perhaps blood letter box."
I definitely
Could
saw a
this
blood
possibly
letter.
be the cipher that we need? Going back to the command prompt, we try it and that is
No.
a big old no.
Okay.
However, it is a clue that'll help us find the ciphers that we need.
Okay.
So we start with the first section, my college is 12. So
Okay.
my psychologist is actually one of the bosses from the main game. During that fight, we encounter a card that has this really
This is
odd
insane.
name, just
Yeah, it's a red claw. No, actually,
but
I'm drinking a high noon right now. I needed something to get into this right now.
Theorists will know that nothing in an ARG is ever truly random. These
Mm-hmm.
numbers are the first part of our cipher, but how many of them do we use? Well,
What
right
the
there.
hell?
The second clue, perhaps, is a lot trickier. To
This
find.
is
In fact,
insane.
it's such a generic word that
You didn't run
can
it unless you're lucky.
use
Got
anything
it.
within the game itself, but that's
Got
what
it.
gets you because it's
Okay.
not actually in this game. It's really a reference to Pony Island, a previous
I'm turning on the just chatting. This is insane. This is just chatting. My mind is spaghetti.
Daniel Mullins game. In it, there was a mysterious soundbite that, when reversed,
No!
sounded like the words of beeper, perhaps.
No!
Can that one word really be the thing that's connected
No!
to these games?
No
Yep, it
way!
is.
They used Pony Island.
Watch the credits of Inscription closely.
Shut up.
Already a monumental task. The game credits someone for the design of beeper. Now, to
Stop.
be fair, I don't know much about game development,
Stop.
but I don't think beeper is a real job there. That someone is named Louis Nathis.
Stop.
Which is weirdly similar to the name of a character from another Daniel
No
Mullins
ways!
title, Hex Lunatus, a man who, if you play that game, is revealed to be the CEO of Game Funa, the same company that killed off Luke in Inscription.
Dude, no
Yes,
way!
It appears that we are
No
fully immersed
shot!
in the Daniel Mullins connected universe. If we look at
That-
the credits
they
of Louis
did
Nathis,
this
we see
for
what
the
appears to be
bit.
an asset link, but that URL doesn't lead to anywhere.
No
It
way.
does, however, provide us with the next part of our cipher. After the word beeper, where perhaps would be in the phrase, we
the
find 8339.
No way.
344, question mark, question mark. That's solution number 2. Now for the third and final clue.
Okay.
blood letterbox.
Yeah, sure.
Here, things hit a bit of a roadblock.
Thank
You see,
God.
In the weeks after the game's release, the Daniel
No,
Mullins
you know,
Games
chat.
Discord was
Chat. I figured all this out myself just by playing, but I was also stuck at blood letter, so don't feel bad if you don't get it, okay? I was also stuck at blood letter. Don't worry. It's not just you, chat.
Ripping through all these secrets with Jack 0_07272 consolidating it all down into a single running document.
Oh my
But At
God.
this point, even dedicated members of the community weren't
Well,
really.
by the way, that's me.
Lying does not become
No,
you.
no. That guy was me, chat. Trust when I lie about this.
Clue. Instead, they had to brute force their way to find a solution.
Are you sure it's not me? Are you sure it's not me? Come on. Hey, wait, hey, are you sure it wasn't me? Come on.
Train of thought that I can muster up for this one is that in Act 1, there's the Bone Lord pedestal, and it requires a blood sacrifice.
Right.
So we then have to interact with the Bone Lord in Act 2 and Act 3 as well.
Oh, I never
During
did the
that
Bone Lord.
After encounter, a hint becomes visible if and only if you set your screen to a letterbox.
Why?
Bone Lord 6.
Why? Why?
666, or at least I think that's what it's supposed to say in leet speak. I'm not the most proficient hacksaw. Anyway, that provides us our third and final code for the cipher. So going back to the command prompt, we tried to decode old data. We're asked for a cipher, we put in our 3
This does not
pieces
work.
of code and nothing. Well,
Thank God.
almost nothing.
Wait.
We get part of a chat log from a person.
Dude, this is insane. This is the most insane ARG.
Who appears to be talking about a smuggled disc, but that's about it. Clearly, there are parts of this conversation missing, and as we can plainly see, there are parts of the chat that are glitched or encoded in some way.
This is actually insane. There's a trick to follow. Did you actually follow it, Pat?
First, SE167BP True requires us to know some basic game design principles, so a huge shout out to the Daniel Mullen subreddit for this one. Basically, SE in gaming code typically stands for story events. It's how the game keeps track of progress within the save file.
Sure.
And fun fact, save files can be manipulated without playing. So by opening that file up in a text editor like Notepad, we can add 167 to our story events chain. The BP is definitely the more obscure one here. This one is shorthand for
different members don't say solve at time. I see.
Lord puzzle active. Basically a variable that keeps track of whether this skull's eyes in the cabin are glowing or not. Our hint ends with BP true, so let's set Bone Lord puzzle active to true. Now we load the game and immediately get a glitchy screen where the Bone Lord skull pops up, and for a brief second we see the on-screen text, "I am learned too much."
Okay. I have never, ever heard of people being this into ARGs in my life. People who solve these things are built different. Y'all who do ARGs are just built better. Like, my God!
Before the game crashes.
That's what I'm saying.
K2 floor
this is absurd.
Simultaneously really easy and also really complicated.
There's a whole community, sure, but like
game files, this one
Granite Falls, God, no.
Videos. In the video labeled October 16th, we see that Luke has 4 post-it notes under his
sure.
monitor. Pig, 3K, Pig, which kind of matches that 2-3.
Does it?
Hints. And looking at what's actually being displayed on Luke's monitor during this moment, we see that he's on the real-life Wikipedia page for the card game Karnoffel, a German game.
Sure.
So how do these things?
How do they?
You know how people sometimes refer to the number 2 as a deuce in the context
of
dice or card game?
Sure.
Well, that's actually a German thing, where the 2 cards is often depicted as having a hog or sow on it. That's why Luke's post-its replace the 2s with pig faces. And wouldn't you know it, but deuce.
This is okay.
Or Daus in German is also the name of a rare creature card in Inscription, a pig with a bell. So if the pig is a card reference, should the other ones be as well? What about the 3 and the K? Well, 3 would probably be Mantis God. It's the only card that we find in Act 1 with that triple strike ability. And K, well, this is a card game, so could it be possibly referring to a king? Say the Rat King. By creating a deck with these cards and playing them all in this order during a card game against Leshy, suddenly the card.
No way. There's no way this does this. There is no way that it does this. That is the ARG. I'm about to bump the story to a 10 for the ARG alone. Absolutely just my brain is spaghetti. Oh my God.
Letter S-T-O-P. Stop.
No!
Oh, Leshy, we've come this far.
No!
You know that telling a theorist to stop is like telling a train to stop. You can try, but it's just gonna mow you down.
This is no way.
Answers. But that's just the 2-3K2 stuff. Still leaves us with the second half of the code, floor.
Sure.
Since the first part of it was found in the game, it would make sense that it's referring to something else in the game, like the various floor textures that are found throughout. So we just head over to Leshy's cabin, look down, and yeah, you can't do that. In the game, there is no looking up or down.
Right.
Fortunately, YouTuber Flemonade figured this out and did an entire video where he opened up the game's asset files to find hidden numbers in.
I get these people solving crimes. An ARG community could solve any cold case in the world.
Various floor assets. By assembling all of them together, we get 27341, which is now added to our new cipher. Now on to the third and final clue, which is the second time that I've said that in this video.
Yeah.
Maybe this time it'll be true. Anyway, archive new game. We know that there's a boss character in the game called the Archivist.
Yes.
So maybe he's the one who's gonna help us solve it. As soon as our encounter with him begins, we hear a bunch of beeps and boops.
I swear to God, if that's Morse code.
That is definitely one that we're more than familiar with doing on our own. That's Morse code.
God dang it! Mother! Oh my God.
Transcribing it all and translating it gives us Big Ear. That's not the only Morse code that we can find in the game either. The next part, New Game, is referring specifically to the New Game card. In Act 3, it's actually sealed inside of a case, but we can still see that it's glowing, pulsating, flickering, and a pattern that
Papa, you have not yet
Morse
begun to
code.
blow your mind.
My mind is spaghetti, Georgie.
Describing those flashes actually gives us the word no chance.
No chance! No chance to prescribe.
Once again, armed with 3 parts of the cipher key that we got from these new clues, we go back to the command line and try to use these keys to decode log.txt.
It doesn't work.
Boom!
What?
We got ourselves text in Polish. Luckily, my family does speak a little bit of Polish, and it
Oh
is
my
useless
God.
in this context. Yeah, my mom taught me the phrase for if the old lady isn't peeing, she's pooping when I was a kid. Yep, that is the extent of my family's knowledge of Polish. So
I'm
time
pretty
to hit the forums,
I'm
friends.
pretty
Thanks to
freaking.
bilingual Daniel Mullins community members, we have an English
Okay, what's the English
giving us
translation?
another part of our
Show
chat
me,
log,
show me.
Character B, which reveals a conversation between 2 people. Character B, or Mr. Kaminsky, is not particularly happy about working on this particular assignment.
Sure.
You know, if the amount of F-bombs that he drops weren't a dead giveaway.
Right.
Mr. Kaminsky makes this whole old data stuff feel way bigger than just a company secret, referring to things like the fate of the world and kissing the boots of the Russians, which sounds like some sort of Cold War era propaganda. On top of that, we also have Character C mentioning the name Barry Wilkinson, which, if you'll recall, is the name on the ID card that flashes up briefly when you open up the redacted files within old data at the end of the
Son of a.
game. But who he is and what he has to do with the old data, it's still not clear. He went to prison and got back to the US eventually, but still feels like we're missing something.
We
In
are.
fact, we're missing a third person from the chat, Person A.
Of course
I mean,
we
after
are.
all, it would be kind of strange to start a conversation with Person B. But of course, when I was scratching my head trying to figure this
Okay.
one out, I noticed another set of clues
You're
within the
kidding
text, setting us up for
me.
yet another
What could the-
three-part search, which
You
hopefully will give us the
stupid.
context
This is so
that we are
stupid.
so desperately lacking. And it's
Ah!
here, at this point in the script, looking back at like 7 different puzzles that we've solved already, that I wonder, should I go on? Do you want me to go on? Are you guys actually interested in all this puzzle solving? Because to me, I am. I think these puzzles are a lot of fun. This isn't just your typical swap letters out for other letters code or turn up the brightness of an image thing. This stuff is hidden deep, using everything that it can to hide our answers, like game code.
Yeah, you're
game
telling me,
files,
dude.
Assets, unique scenarios within the game. It is wild how involved this thing is.
Yeah, you're telling
I gotta
me.
admit, I've already started looking into this 3rd batch, and it's probably the most fun batch of all. Digging deep into Daniel Mullins' other video games to find codes that have been hiding in wait for years. But for the sake of time and
Daniel, listen to me. Daniel, hey, are you good? Hey, Daniel, come here. Hey, Daniel, hey, are you all right? This is an insane amount. Hey, no shade, no flame. Daniel, this is an insane amount of ARG. Don't get it twisted. This might be the best ARG ever made. But Daniel, are you good? Daniel, blink twice if you're not good. I'm right here.
honestly, for the sake of the editors, to get this video out, I need to stop it here. So, I gotta hear from you guys. Are you interested in hearing?
Do we watch part 2? Ponyline can have 5 years for inscription. My mind is spaghetti. Lion, can I get a shot for Lion, please? Do we watch part 2? I think we just don't. And we just go to bed. Fine. Fine! My brain's spaghetti! Wait, what's this?
He is Mr. Kaminsky, but who?
Wait. Why did it skip? Oh, it got skipped halfway through because that's where it left off at.
You've been traveling down this path for some time now. To get to this point, you've had to overcome 7 unique challenges, but now it's time to move forward by looking back.
Okay.
Rewinding
My
through
brain
all the
was Kenny, my
puzzles
brain's
you've faced
spaghetti.
thus far, going back beyond what you even thought was the beginning, even past where you started.
Sure.
You're confused, but you press onward.
You're fine,
not
you're fine,
because
Mario.
you want to, but because you need to. You must uncover the secrets of the old data.
Well, it's been a good time, chat. That's gonna do it for today. Thank you. Fine.
Game developers, spies, even one of the most dangerous men in history have all died because of its contents. Hopefully your fate is different from theirs.
Ow. It's
Hello,
a
Internet.
game
Welcome to
theory.
Game Theory, where today we finish our fishing expedition through the hidden codes of inscription. Last time we began to unravel the mystery of the old data file, the glitchy zip file that appears in the final moments of the game. A file so awful that our player character Luke Carter smashes the game disk over it. A file so valuable that the game devs Game Funa are willing to kill Luke to get it back. A file so powerful that it was able to turn the game's 4 scribes into sentient, self-aware beings. But what is it?
What is it?
The game never really says.
Line, this is wild.
You
We
see,
should have a
when
line
we start
yet?
the second act of Inscription, a Windows command line appears on screen that we can interact with. However, in trying to use this to access old data, we're asked for a series of ciphers, passcodes, with each layer more cryptic and difficult to solve than the last.
Theory.
So last time, our ARG puzzle-solving quest began.
Targeting the hex, the other has some crazy stuff. That's
That's
wild.
Of credits to find a single Easter egg, we got our first cipher. But it turns out that was only step 1. We unlocked part of a chat log, but it seemed to only be one part of a 3-way conversation.
Correct.
Hidden inside of that was another series of clues leading to the next part of the cipher. Now we were being asked to dig deeper. Editing game files, digging through asset files, finding unique card combinations to spawn almost uncanny in-game events, decoding Morse code in both the visuals and music. And we did it. There we stood, 7 puzzles deep, and with another part of the chat log unlocked.
God, that's
with
insane.
Still one
That's
chunk missing.
insane.
And that was where we had to leave things off last time, leading us to today for the final puzzles and the ultimate solution. Fortunately, just like the last time, the last chat log left us with a series of clues hiding in the text to create a new 3-part code.
I knew that.
The third and final cipher, which from there should tell us everything we need to know about the mysterious and dangerous old data. So friends, let's not waste any more time because I am not making this into a 4-parter. The first clue we have is back to beginning, so let's do just that. I went back to the start of the game and couldn't find anything. All right, well, maybe it's referring to the real start of the game once you beat Leshy and unlock new game. Nope, nothing there either. There was nothing I could find in the game that this made sense with, and that's when it dawned on me. Daniel Mullins has already hidden references to his old games as a part of this area.
Daniel, my guy, you've got to chill. You've got to chill out. Daniel, you've got to... Daniel. I am having a moment of crisis. I want to go on record. Listen to me right now. We are not playing another brain thinker game for like a month after this. Do we agree? My brain is I am starving right now because my brain is using more juice than it's used in months. Do you understand what I'm saying? My brain is using more power now than it has in months. I am not playing a thinker game in a long time. I'm starving. I've burnt so many calories from thinking. Do you hear that, chat? Do you hear that noise? That's my noggin. Do you hear that noise, chat? Do you hear that noise? That thunking? That was me clicking my noggin. I'm spaghetti. I'm starving and I'm confused. I'm just all Pokemon game. That's right. Mutt Brain on Meltdown. Mutt Brain is spaghetti. It's all spaghetti. Ponyana's a great guy for ponies. I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe that. I'm just gonna hit yes.
So why not take a look at his catalog? At first, I thought it might have meant his first ever game, but again, nothing there. However, when I checked out his itch.io page, something stood-
Stop! What? Itch.io?
Out those cards. That squirrel looks familiar, doesn't it? It's from a game called Sacrifices Must Be Made, which it turns out is an early prototype for Inscription. Back to beginning, meaning like literally back to when the game's creation first started.
No way!
Causes the game to search for a file called cipher.cipher, which doesn't actually exist, so, let's create one. By making a file using our previous cipher code, naming it cipher.cipher, and then beating the game, we get ourselves this. A brief reveal of the phrase, what lies ahead. So with that, step number 1 is done. Our second clue is...
Okay. Daniel, chill out. Daniel, Okay.
is manatee.
All right.
Yeah, that one was nearly impossible to solve, so we're just gonna come back to that. Sometimes you just have to walk away and move on to a different part of the assignment. The third
Daniel.
one was actually a bit easier. Birchkin 5657N.
Oh yeah.
The name
Oh yeah.
Birchkin
No, yeah.
sounded
I know that one. I know the name Birchkin is. Well, you
familiar to
take it
me,
away.
but where was it from again?
Yeah, you know where it's from.
Birchkin.
You know
I
it. You-
rewatched
think about it. Think about
portions
it.
of the game, and lo and behold,
Today I am opening Catch Monsters packs, and our first rare is a Birchkin.
Luke Carter's videos from the main game. Yep, it turns out that Catch Monsters isn't just a trademark neutral substitute for Pokemon. I mean, it is, but it was also the name of a Daniel Mullins game that actually failed to get funded on Kickstarter back in
What? Bro. This is the nuttiest ARG I've
in 20.
Bro! What? Ah!
Yeah, Waros Beef Sub just resubscribed
Rosa, thank
for 9
you.
months.
Through,
We're
oh
whole
my
heck in 9
god.
months.
9 months streaming
And
me.
starting it off with some Map Pat and game
Papa,
dear
I hope you
Pokemon.
have a happy
Can't believe
holiday.
it's been 9
'Tis
months
the
though.
season for
Can't wait
togetherness
for the
and the demise of my
Love you,
enemies.
Papa.
Thank you for the resub. And yes, Georgie, 'tis the season. Oh. Anyone else's brain just feels like pudding right now? Just mine? Okay.
14.
It's designed for people like me who grew up playing Pokemon and still do, but
Is
are
that
now
him?
adults and seek a richer gaming experience.
Sadly, because of this, it never made it past the prototype phase. But wait a minute, did you see that? It's a wild Birchkin. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Downloading and playing the existing prototype,
Sure.
we learned that in Catch Monsters, Birchkin is associated with one very specific word, its ability, pacifism. So that's the first
Okay.
half of our first clue solved. But
No
then-
way! Okay, sure.
what about the second half of it? 56 to 57.
I'm knocking over stuff on my desk right now.
Like, is that an estimate of distance?
Of
Well,
course
since
not.
the last two clue solves required us to go back to Daniel Mullins' previous games, maybe this one requires us to do it too? It does. Kinda. A bunch of Daniel Mullins' fans noticed that measuring distance was a feature in a 2018 game called Beneath the Surface, a game that Mullins had used in the past to create the secret ending of his other game, The Hex. But that's honestly a theory for another day. This game was developed by Carla51, which in itself seems to be a reference to a character from The Hex. The actual gameplay bears a striking resemblance to another Daniel Mullins game, Beneath the Ice, a game that he created at a game jam back in 2014, where the theme was, get this, Beneath the Surface. Both are simple games that involve ice fishing for
Daniel, I don't know. I've never wanted to pick a brain of someone more than you right now. Daniel, you are simply just built different. I am flabbergasted to even think.
items hidden at various depths, earning money from your finds, and discovering weird secrets the deeper you go. All of this, coupled with the fact that Beneath the Surface is Carla 51's only game, it leads me to speculate that Carla 51 may actually be an alias for Daniel Mullins himself in order to keep his ARG clues a bit more obscure. But anyway, like I said, all of this is just me speculating, and I'm getting way off track, so back to the 56 to 57 meters thing. We cast our line down in Beneath the Surface to that depth, and what we find is an old disc. Starting to notice a pattern here, but the code that we get with it is way too big to be our cipher key. So what did we do wrong? Well, nothing. We just have to realize that Beneath the Ice came from the same game jam as Sacrifices Must Be Made. To solve the clue, we need to use the cipher.cipher file from Sacrifices. So let's use the one that worked with the Back to the Beginnings clue.
Daniel! Daniel!
Nope. Didn't work.
Dan, my boy!
Not that one either. Okay. This one from a previous cipher? Yeah! Alright, now
Daniel!
I was worried there for a second. Doing this unlocks the phrase, who knows what secrets are inscribed upon it. It's easy enough to read, but we only need 6 characters to solve for this part of the cipher. And once you know it, there are 6 characters in the phrase that aren't letters. 0044 exclamation point 3. So that is chunk number 3 solved, which brings us back to the sea cows. The manatee clue.
My chat, I'm not goofing you. I am gonna go eat, I don't know, everything in the fridge, and I'm just gonna go to sleep early tonight. This is insane, Daniel. This is insane.
This, to me, was the ARG's hardest challenge. And shout out to the Daniel Mullins Games Discord for
Sure.
helping out with this one. I spent hours racking my brain trying to remember if there was like a manatee card that I'd missed within the game that could help me answer the clue, but alas, there was
This is
not.
so many layers,
I went back to all his
Laurel.
previous games on his itch.io, since that seemed to be the running theme
Sure.
through this chunk of clues, and again, nothing. I thought I'd checked everywhere, but the Daniel Mullins Games
The whole
Discord
fridge.
knew
Oh,
that there was
oh!
still one.
Chat. You're not gonna believe this. Chat, are you ready? We've been playing this game, and we've been doing this for so long. My phone just died. My phone's dead. It's just dead. Yep, it's officially dead. PapaMutt, and this is definitely not a puppeted. Not a puppeted. I am asleep and not dead. This is not a weekend at burning situation. How are you? How was your stream? You saw the trouble? What does that mean? Hello? Welcome in. Did my phone die and my tracking is complete? No. I am just sleeping. As you can see, everything is fine. We are simply napping. Hello, Chawolf. How you doing? Deal with radio. Oh, it's exciting, Chawolf. Thank you for following. Welcome in. Yes, I am simply napping. As you can see, we're napping. We're napping. Hey, hey! We're napping. Chat! We're napping. No puppeteer! Did my tracking die? No. I am just napping. I am napping. Anyways, Adora, I'm glad. Hopefully, you had a good stream. You and Radio both. Hopefully, you both had a fantastic stream. I'm just sleeping. Going back to life. I see you tomorrow. See you, Star. See you, Star. Bye, Star. Take it easy. As you can see, I'm waving goodbye to you. And I'm nodding. You don't like this? What do you mean? This is how I look now. This is me. I'm just napping. Bye, Star. All right. It's time for me to go into my corner. What do you mean come back? What? What do you mean? Hey! What do you mean? What do you mean? Hey! Star, you wouldn't want to come back to this? Huh? This? You wouldn't want to come back to this? Huh? Don't you close that door. Don't you close that door. This is me now. Right? Of course, there's the rest of the holidays. Thank you for the raid, Adora.
I'm not a fan of puppeteers, but I've a nagging fear someone else is pulling at the strings. Something terrible is going down through the entire town, wreaking anarchy, and all it brings.
All right, back to the video. If you do not want spoilers for Inscription, you should bail out now, because this is the Wild West. All right, here we go.
One place left that no one had checked yet, the real world. That's right. One of Luke Carter's
I swear to God,
videos shows him
I made a
revealing
poll.
strange set
Papa, why aren't you moving? Sleeping Dead, Weekend at Mari's. Dumb.
coordinates when he opens a pack of cards.
Okay.
There's a set of coordinates on this card. 49 degrees.
Yo, thank you to me for the biddies. Thank you. Thank you for the biddies. As you can see, I'm
Turns
hanging
if you follow
out.
the coordinates that Luke found in his pack of inscription cards, it leads you to a forest in Vancouver.
No,
Discord
it
users
doesn't.
Nuts
Bye,
Nuts
Star.
and Memes
I'll see you tomorrow,
Snack
Star. Take it
actually
easy.
went out to explore the area, and
Take it
wouldn't
easy.
you know, there was in fact a
Pen,
mysterious
no,
box
shh.
buried at those
No,
coordinates,
no!
complete with a floppy disk inside.
No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't.
Explore the area, and wouldn't you know, there was in fact a mysterious box buried at those coordinates, complete with a floppy disk inside.
Daniel, you can't see this because I'm sleeping, clearly. Daniel, you've got to chill out. Daniel, my dude, you've got to chill out. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way!
Man, it kind of makes me want to wander alone deep through the Canadian woods more often. Much like Luke Carter, they too had to
What?
go online to order an external floppy disk
No
drive.
way!
So it's just a pretty
Bro!
great version of life imitating art. Anyway, that floppy disk contained a file named File.
No.
Which just contained the words, "This guy moaned." Oof, I am
You can't tell, chat, because I'm sleeping and not model broken, but, okay.
not sure that I like where this one's heading. Fortunately, this was actually a name of a now deleted Reddit account that back in 2017 made a post on the Smash Up card game subreddit. Yep, 2017. Daniel Mullins was playing the long game with this
I'm getting so pissed off.
one. This Reddit post contained the idea for a custom faction, the Aqua Romans. In their words, imagine if the Roman Empire was underwater. So of
I'm getting
course,
so
one
mad.
of the custom cards in this 4-year-old Reddit post is called Manatee Antony. So
Wait,
we
why
go
does it sound
from
familiar?
Manatee to Antony,
Okay.
or Manatee hashtag to Antony hashtag
Okay.
hashtag. Fun fact, Octothorpe is the official name for a hashtag. Anyway, the extra Octothorpes are there because, you know, it's still got to fit into the cipher. Like I said,
Sure.
this one, nearly impossible, and worse, would have required me to fly up to frigid Vancouver in the
No
winter.
way.
So
No
glad to
way.
hand that
Bro,
off to someone
no
else. And with
way.
that, we have our third and hopefully final cipher.
After all these years, finally, we have them all.
So we go back to the command.
This dude put a mother frickin' disc in the middle of the woods with one text file on it. Are you kidding me?
Command line, plug this baby in, and are rewarded with yet another part of our chat.
It's not over yet?
log.
Oh,
I
God!
piece it all together to make a full conversation, and there are still pieces missing.
What do you
kidding
mean?
me? Haven't you ever heard of the rule of threes? One more overexcited exclamation to complete this joke.
Ah!
The chat log actually tells you what parts of the conversation go where. At the start of each
I know,
section,
this guy,
you see a number
this
and a
guy's
letter
wild.
within square brackets. These markers also appear in the middle of paragraphs within the chat log,
Sure.
telling us the location of the corresponding message within the conversation.
Go on.
But I now have responses from certain characters that don't belong anywhere. There's gotta be more. Something that allows me to fit all
Why?
these pieces together. And there is, but it's physically impossible for me to solve because I was late to the party. You see, I tried looking for codes within the chat log like we'd done before, but
Matt
there
Pat's
wasn't a single thing to be
insane.
found. There was, however, a corrupt data message
Okay.
smack dab in the middle of the whole thing that didn't really seem to belong. Data
Okay.
corrupted. For any quality concerns, please contact Kaminsky Data Storage. MFG.
He's theorizing
Anything
on,
with a web address for us to follow,
inscription.
MFG.com. If you go to the website now, there's nothing there. It just tells you packages around the way. However, thanks to the power of the internet, we can see that if we had tried it during the initial parts of the ARG, we would have found a site that looked like this, with a field to enter your address. Luckily, Twitch streamer Uwawa, Discord user Trollinator, and Discord user Princess Fizzy S Fire Esquire III did put their addresses in time, and they received individual floppy disks. Plus, they didn't get murdered by a
Way!
game creator, so bonus. Each of the 3 users was sent an incomplete
No
file with characters
way.
missing, but combining all 3 of those files gave the following output text.
Dude.
Some random code, and then thank you for playing, inscription friend, the end. I mean, it's a nice little message for dedicated fans of the game, but
No.
it's another clue. I mean, look at it. My eyes have been
I knew
trained
it.
to see these
I
things
knew
at
it.
this point. I'm not crazy. At least this time, I'm not crazy. That layout of the
I
second
knew
line
it.
is no coincidence. It's identical to all our other ciphers
Yes,
so
exactly.
far. And if we type that into the log.txt file from the very beginning of this whole thing, we get even more Polish text. Which,
Okay.
again, using my mother's limited grasp of the Polish language coupled with the help of the Daniel Mullins community, gives us the finished transcript. Finally! It
Okay.
reads like a Reddit
Here we
thread
go.
with people commenting and replying to a document at different times. Doesn't make for the easiest of script reads, but we'll do our best.
Kaisi, how are you? Kaisi, how are you doing? Kaisi, welcome in. Kaisi, how are you?
Editor Dan will apologize now for the terrible Russian accent.
April 30th, 1945. Top secret information.
Here we go.
Me and my
19...
comrade Maxim took photographs
1945.
of the corpse and buried it at the drop-off spot at...
This is it. This transcribed journal page reveals the very location of Herr Hitler's rotting corpse, and, more importantly, the precisely ordered deck of cards in his jacket pocket, the Karnoffel code. I cracked the encryption last night. My situation here in the USSR is delicate, but I believe this intelligence warrants an action that may blow my cover.
What?
Yeah, it did. Poor old Barry Wilkinson was imprisoned literally hours after these words were written to the
What?
disc. He did eventually get back to the States, but I've not had any luck contacting him. There are actually a ton of Barry Wilkinsons, and it might not even be his real name.
I'm now
What?
prepared to smuggle the disc out of Moscow to West Berlin, then on Boston. The disc is carefully concealed among many blank ones.
What?
Eureka! That explains so much, actually. I could not figure out why this disc would be tossed into a crate with a bunch of blank ones. Barry's plan to smuggle it out this
What?
way seems contrived at best, but I can't imagine the pressure he was under over there.
Idiot. Fate of the world, if you take into consideration further effects, and toss him into a chest with a ton of identical discs. Now we have to kiss the boots of the Russians, or risk the worst outcome. I surely have better things to do than reading and reading again this top secret disc. But no, idiots from Game Funa have to finish their game.
What
So,
is-
cover, guys?
You too, Mr. Kaminsky. They never told us that.
No one's going to play it. Just give me a clone of Super Weasel Kid so I can go print it so an 8-foot-tall Russian doesn't come knocking on my door at 11 o'clock in the evening.
What?
Yes, he's equally angry in person.
I believe this plan will work, and if it does not, better to lose this old data than allow the Soviets an opportunity to use it.
We are currently awaiting further instructions at the local tavern. Playing a lot of Durak accompanied with a few
You
shots of
cannot tell a mouth is a game.
Indeed, Barry. Indeed.
We are full and satisfied, but about our accomplished, we won't say a word through our work today. It seems to us that we have already come to the end of such a long journey.
I have failed to change that encryption. I shouldn't even be trying. But what can I do to kill the time?
So there you have it. Finally, the real ending to this whole game. The old data is a collection of top secret documents and files, with the Karnoffel code at the core of it all. A code created from the Order of the Karnoffel cards hidden on Hitler's corpse the day that he died during World War II. It sounds like the Soviets, in finding Hitler's body, managed to create a malicious piece of computer code, a combination of Cold War era computing and Nazi occultism. Barry Wilkinson managed to infiltrate the Soviet Union and stole the disk containing the data, then hid that disk in a box of blanks that ended up in the hands of Game Funa. They created inscription to cover up the presence of the Karnoffel code located in the old data. Game Funa were just doing their patriotic duty by hiding the code deep within the game, and then they killed off Casey to tie up any loose ends once the job was done. It's still not clear how the Karnoffel code works, how some order of cards in a dictator's pocket would bring sentient to a group of computer programs, but then again, it doesn't seem like the game devs knew either. It feels like Cold War propaganda. The Soviets have it, so it must be important, so we're gonna stop them from having it because they're the bad guys. Nevertheless, we did it. After 3 videos, we solved every mystery inside of Inscription. So then, why do I feel so empty? Like something is still unfinished. Well, we have a chat log.
No more! No more! No more! Please!
This important document, we know that person A is Barry and person B
is
but who then is person C? With them being the latest commenter, it means that nobody actually refers to them by name. So then why are they important to the story? Well, for our final answer, we have to explore yet another Daniel Mullins creation, the official expansion to Inscription.
Wait, there's a mod? Oh.
Though it's called a mod, it is created by Dan Mullins, so it is the real deal. What this mod does is turn the game into a challenge mode of Act 1, but with a twist. If you complete enough challenges in a single run, you unlock what appears to be a devlog from none other than Casey Hobbs, the woman that worked at Game Funa, the one who buried the original inscription disc out in the woods, the one who was burned to death in a fire. In our original theory, we believe that she was the one that put Leshy in charge to purposefully soft-lock the game, thereby stopping old data from being discovered. However, these devlogs unlocked in Casey's mod actually revealed a slightly different story. So far, there are only 4 entries. The game is still technically in beta, so more may very well be on the way. But with the ones that we have already, we see how Casey's story really went. The first 2 entries show us the story of how the Angler found old data, like he was doing during Act 2, and so began walking to take it to Leshy. But Casey states that the character doesn't have a walking animation anywhere in the files. She even tries other discs, and she can't replicate it. Everything is normal on all those other copies. And when she goes back to the original copy, she discovers the 3D game that we're all familiar with Leshy in charge. So she wasn't actually the creator of it, the old data just kind of allowed all that to happen. In entries 3 and 4, she writes that she's probing other devs for information, and she finds a log from Mr. Kaminsky explaining the game to be a cover. This proves then that Casey is undoubtedly person C from the chat thread that we deciphered. She even talks about meeting him in person and him seeming off, which is also referenced in the decoded document. It was pretty clear when I met him that the guy had issues. Yes,
my brain! My brain! Jesus!
Now we know that Casey was a developer at Game Funa, but she, much like Luke, was just discovering the game and its secrets for the first time.
Hi,
like I said, the mod is still in beta, so there's a high chance that we'll get more devlog entries and figure out how she started working on the project and what she did to end up in a fire that led to her death. If Luke is anything to go by, I'm pretty sure Game Funa may have had something to do with it. However, despite Game Funa taking such measures to try and conceal the game from the public, they failed. We're all playing it after all, so how'd that happen? Well, we find out using the finalist of final clues that was hidden back in the thank you message from the end of the ARG. Remember that random series of letters and numbers?
Your brain is now liquid.
Thank you, Russ, for the follow.
The disc we're able to put together. Well, that's not any normal code. That's actually a YouTube URL.
Stop.
In this YouTube video, we see the old data files. The great transcendence halted from upload thanks to our actions in the game. But then all of a sudden, it starts uploading again. Leaving nothing on screen except a familiar face.
What? Oh, Mari sent it. Mari sent it. No way, dude. This is... This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This is the wildest stuff I've ever seen. Daniel, you've got to go to therapy. Daniel! Later, Yak. Okay, Daniel, you got to go to therapy, my guy. Daniel, you good?
Stoat, looking back at us, and with a wink, the video ends. P03 did what he set out to do. He made the game, and in turn, old data and the Karnoffel code available for the whole world to see. And that, my friends, is the true final ending of Inscription. Stoat gets the last laugh, and Game Funa has a lot of houses to visit. Don't open your door to strangers, friends. But hey, it's all just a theory. Again!
Chat. Holy crap. This is the wildest ride I've ever been taking on it. Loot card. I am... You can't tell because my model's sleeping, but thank you for the follow, Sappy. Thank you. I am absolutely brain dead right now. I cannot stress enough how spaghetti my brain is, chat. It is. I don't think it's a perfect 10. I need to rest on this. I need to sleep on this, chat. I need to sleep. I gotta sleep. I want to sleep on this. I gotta rest on this one, chat. This is insane. This is the craziest. This is the wildest. This is the wildest energy I've ever heard in my life, bar none.